Hey, Happy New Year. We are now in Aries season and spring equinox finally here. We know we had a nice reading yesterday. It was a beautiful reading. I haven't actually had a chance to reply to your comments yet, so I probably will have replied to them by the time you see this video. But if I haven't, just in case, just letting you know I see them and I appreciate them. I just haven't had a chance to get to them. Yeah, man, but that said, man, I love you guys, man. You know, we made it. You know, yesterday was a nice reading, but we finally stepped into this astrological new year, and I am very excited to see what's in store for us for the coming year, right? So we're just gonna tap in. We're gonna see whatever wants to come out. I wanted to hop on and pop out for you guys to do a nice Aries season, new moon, Aries, all whatever the hell's going on, all kinds of shit going on. So let's just hop in, man. We're going to take a deep breath, say a prayer, and do the reading. All right, pretty God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, and my ancestors, to help the collective and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our life, love, and relationships, for anything we need to see, hear, and know for a timeless reading. We're going to be starting out with the Sorcerer's Tarot. Yep. So let's just see what comes out, man. Let's just see what comes out. I didn't really come into this with any downloads. The download, I got a download for yesterday's reading. We put that on. But we're just going to tap in, man. So 10 of Wands. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to book a personal, everything's in the description. If you do want to... Oh, wait, no, hold on. Sorry, my mind's all over the place today. This Aries season energy is intense. I don't really have much fire in my chart except for like Leo Chiron or something. So if you want to book a personal, everything is in the description. I'll never contact you in any way, shape, or form. The only way to book a reading with me is to send me an email or DM me on Instagram. If you want to listen to my music, or if you want to subscribe on Patreon, I do extendeds after these videos. That's also going to be on Patreon. I currently have about 7 videos out. I haven't put the extended out for yesterday's reading yet, but I've uploaded it to YouTube and I just got to post it on Patreon. So if you do want to subscribe, that would be very much appreciated, but not expected. Okay. 10 of Wands, bottom of the deck. This is basically the card that came out at the bottom of the deck for the short video. There's this energy of, it's just something's come to a head. This is like, what would you call it? Classic, it's not classic. I'm looking for a different word. This is classic Aries season energy, 10 of Wands. This is when things get really intense. This is when things get pushed through to a new stage, right? And I feel like this is just essentially a representation of us coming to the end of the astrological year into this season, right? I know these are timeless, but it's a very particular and very special time, I feel, given the fact that the moon and the sun are both starting new cycles, right? It's a very important time for us as a collective and the things we're doing in our lives. I know a lot of the people I've been reading for, a lot of the stuff you guys tell me in the comments, you guys are doing big shit with your lives, man. I'm really proud of you guys. It's really nice to see all of these things playing out in front of my eyes through you guys sharing your stories and your stuff with me. And I really hope that I can serve as support for you and to guide you in whatever it is you feel like you need to be guided, because this right here is really putting an end to the burdens, man. This doesn't mean that you're not going to experience struggles. This doesn't mean that there won't be any difficulties on this new cycle, but it does mean that you are officially stepping off of the old cycle, okay? So we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Hierophant, Hanged Man, Page of Wands, Temperance, 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands, Knight of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, back to the 3 of Swords. Yeah, so let's see here. I feel like somebody, yep, this is pretty much what I'm seeing. Somebody who is acting in a very immature, playerish kind of way is now forced to go within. Hanged Man energy, I don't feel like Hanged Man energy is intentional. Hermit energy is intentional. Hanged Man energy is feeling stuck. This is the energy of either feeling stuck or needing to gain insight on a situation because of how somebody may have been acting. This may be somebody you're connected to. It kind of feels like somebody coming through in the reading, somebody here who has been very immature, somebody who has essentially gone against their own morals and values, and by doing so has caused heartbreak within the connection, has caused some kind of issue in the connection. If this doesn't resonate with you, this could also be you essentially healing from that heartbreak. This could be you coming out of this space of heartbreak, especially now that we're in Aries season. This is everything being brought to light. I feel like that's also what's going on here. There's a lot being brought to light about a situation. and you're kind of now looking, trying to determine, is this something that's really in alignment with my morals and values? And you may be in the space of really taking time to reflect on whether or not this is something you actually want to move forward in. I do feel like whether or not you decide to, there are some burdens that need to be let go, and I feel like this is the burden. And I don't even know if this is the relationship itself, or if this is essentially you just completely not even wanting to deal with anything that keeps you feeling stuck. It's also what it feels like. We do have the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, along with the Two of Swords. So it does feel like a crossroads, right? I feel like you're maybe in this situation now where you're kind of looking at the situation very clearly. You're seeing that although there is the potential for this to lead towards the Ten of Cups, and this is a very mutually loving and supportive connection, you're now seeing how, maybe moving forward in the way you were moving forward before isn't the best way to go about it. This could be you, but I also am feeling like this could be somebody coming through in the reading who is now seeing how them essentially living in this energy and moving in this energy, whether that's them taking that on from the past is also what I'm seeing. This could be somebody who, because they've been through so much, they've been through all of this craziness and the heartbreak, and that's causing this person to live out these old cycles. It's like somebody bringing in their old pain and their old cycles into something new. If this is you, this is a good time to really, really be honest with yourself. Be super clear about where you stand with either other people in your life or within yourself. We've talked about mental boundaries, making sure that you're not going past certain limits that you set within yourself in any relationship or any circumstance. That's being very honest, open and honest, and saying, look, I recognize the fact that the way things were going has been burdensome. It's caused a lot of heartbreak on both sides, I feel. But more than anything, it feels like it has put a pause or stagnancy on this connection. It has caused both people to really take a step back and look at this situation from a different perspective, right? We have Temperance, Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Knight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. So while that may have been the case, I feel like it's feeling more like a past energy to me. The fact that it is Ten of Wands tells me that is something that has happened in the past. So the fact that has happened in the past, and then we moved into the Two of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. The 10 and the Queen also came out in the short reading. And given the fact that now both people are now taking a look at the situation, not making a decision full on, but this is two people here who are willing to invest in each other, right? Eight of Pentacles and Temperance, two people that are, I don't feel like there was any separation. We didn't have any separation energy. We just had conflict. We had a lot of conflict energy, a lot of burdens, and I feel like that had more to do with the past being involved than anything. And this is one of those things where both people are now understanding that in order for this to actually come back into balance, in order for there to be a new beginning in this situation, there is going to need, you're gonna, either you or both are gonna have to let go of certain behaviors. It's just, the message for me right now, the download I'm getting is things need to change. Something has to change. Things cannot continue to go on the way they have, right? We're entering a new astrological season. This isn't the time to live out the old ways. See, but the thing about it though is we are still Saturn in Pisces, right? And this is the perfect time for us to practice emotional boundaries. This is the perfect time for us to gain a deeper understanding of our emotions, to gain the wisdom, to understand why we do what we do. Why do you act a certain way? Why do you react a certain way? If somebody makes you feel a way, why? Take a look at that. Why do you feel the things you feel for a person? Why do you feel drawn to particular situations? Is there physical, emotional, spiritual attraction? Is there one or none of either? Is there more of one and less of another? All of these things I feel like need to be taken into account, and right now is a good time to balance that. Somebody here is back and forth about it. They're like, on one hand, they're like, I really want this. I think this is a mutual energy where both people, they really want this. They want to move forward in this. They want to take this to the next level. They want to invest in the connection, but I don't feel like enough information has been gained to be able to make that decision. And so right now, I think it's a matter of you taking things slow with this person. I don't know, man. It just feels like two people investing. I don't necessarily, this could be a decision, this could be insight, this could be a crossroads. But the fact that there's two twos, It comes out to a 4. I feel like this is two people balancing themselves out in order to balance out the connection. If you're coming together with a divine connection, a lot of the times it is going to bring up a lot of triggers. Excuse me. I know in my personal experience, I've had that happen where you come into contact with another awakened person or somebody who's on the same or similar path, and you will trigger each other in so many ways, and it's going to force you to look at yourself in a way that you may not have been able to before, not because you're not capable, because excuse me, I'm just trying not to stutter, there's a lot of energy coming through. Not because you're not capable, but because you didn't know how. You didn't know that you were a certain way because you haven't had somebody reflect it back to you in a particular fashion. And so this is what I'm seeing now. You're both getting the opportunity to mirror each other in the best and worst ways, for better or for worse, right? It's one of those things where because you both have made an initial investment, I don't feel like there's necessarily a turning back, right? This is the energy of two people choosing one another. This is what we had come out in yesterday's reading. Now we're seeing the work that comes with that, right? There's the initial decision making to choose somebody and to choose to be in a relationship, but that does not forego the fact that there's going to be issues that need to be worked through. Every relationship will have issues regardless, right? They will have issues at some point. Humans are humans. People make mistakes. It is up to you whether you want to continue to work things out with somebody, but you have the opportunity to grow with somebody. And I feel like that's what a lot of us watching this and working towards this energy have been looking for. Somebody to grow with, somebody to build a life with. I mean, this is the kind of energy we tap into all the time. For like the past year or so, we've been tapping into this. I forgot to check whether we hit the year anniversary. I don't know if it was this month or next month, but that's what I'm seeing. It's that energy of really taking a deeper look here and understanding that in order for things to be worked on and balanced out, certain things will have to be changed. And I feel like that's going both ways. That's not just one person, right? We're going to go ahead and pull from... Excuse me. I'm just trying to put this back in my thing. We're going to pull from the Hieronymus Bosch. Alright, so Hieronymus Bosch, we will be doing another pull. Haven't used this deck in a few readings, I think. Alright, yeah, Hieronymus Bosch. Okay, I think we have a really loud car coming up. I don't know if they're coming up here. It sounds like they're coming up here. They're probably coming around to drive a little crazy. So yeah, here they are. Is that them? Yeah, I think it is. Oh no, maybe. So we have Ace of Books, bottom of the deck. Music, sharing of knowledge and creativity. I feel like this is two people coming together to rewrite the story of a relationship. If there has been any kind of, whatever it is that's gone on between you two, I feel like this is two people making the decision to do things differently. If you guys remember, when we tap into this card, this has a lot to do with essentially being the writer of your own book, being the author of your own story. And I feel like this is two people making the decision to do that, right? This is two people making the decision to actually really try to do things differently, and not only for yourself, but for each other, right? It's a very mutually supportive energy here. There's a lot of ace energy, a lot of new beginnings, right? This is really great here, though. Some great cards that we got. So we have Ace of Vessels, which is basically Ace of Cups. We have Ace of Books, which I guess is technically, it's supposed to be, like, it wouldn't, I mean, it's not Ace of Pentacles, but it's not Ace of Swords. It's like a combination of, like, Earth and Air or something like that, right? Because they do elements in this deck. It's not just one element, right? Multiple elements per suit, and they have different suits. So Ace of Vessels, this is essentially a new beginning here, right? Okay, we're going to look at that as Ace of Cups. We have the King of Books. It says hidden knowledge, a wise counselor in old age. A lot of book energy. We have Sin of Lust. Again, we tapped into this before. Two people so focused on each other, they're not paying attention to those around them. And then we have, let's see, the Dreamer. It says sleep, dreams, visions, and inspiration. Yeah, so I feel like somebody here is just really taking inspired action. We have Paradise, or no, Temptation, excuse me. Desire, sex, passion, and greed. Yeah, so I feel like this is somebody in the past who may have let temptation sway them, right? I feel like this is somebody who was in a very lustful energy. They were really it's this energy of somebody who is in such a dream state. It's almost like they didn't see what was happening around them because they were so focused on the lust and the temptation around them. I feel like the universe was tempting, whether this is you or your person, tempting somebody here to act in certain ways that were not in alignment with who they truly were. And I feel like that's being recognized, right? And I feel like because that's being recognized, somebody here may be getting dream messages about this kind of relationship. If that's not the case, this could be somebody who is essentially very tempted towards you, but they don't know how to approach it, so they may be seeking counsel from, this could be like a therapist or a parent or a close friend. I feel like this is somebody here who is very much wanting to do this. There is a very dreamy energy surrounding this connection. There's the desire for the Ace of Cups. There's the desire for the Ace of Books. Then we have Page of Swords, and then we have Ace of Birds too, you know. And so it's like, it's a lot of, yeah, I'm going to pull this out too. We got deception here. And so this is a situation where I feel like there may have been deception. There may have been somebody, the Page of Swords, who was trying to say all the right things or trying to, you know, pull the wool over your eyes, and they feel like they got caught. This is the energy of somebody who got caught acting a certain way. And because of that, they're now having to seek counsel from somebody wise because they may have made decisions that really weren't in alignment with who they are as a person, right? And I don't necessarily feel like this is, I'm not making excuses for people, but a lot of the times people don't know any better because their past traumas come up and things from the past will influence them in a way that causes them to act in ways that are not in congruence with who they are as a person, right? Let's get some advice. I want to get some final advice, how you can handle this energy if you are the person in this energy, okay? This just basically fell out. We have the Virgin Mother, which is the Divine Feminine, or the Empress. It says motherhood, caring, compassion, and the Divine Feminine. So I feel like this is somebody who is really just embodying that Divine feminine energy. This does not have to be gender specific. I feel like as an advice, this is essentially advising you to be compassionate, to be understanding, but also still give that compassion and understanding to yourself. Understand that everybody's going to make mistakes. People are human. If you want to work things out with this person or you want to continue in this relationship, understand that what you are seeing now is who this person is. If they tell you they're a way, they're that way. If they do and say certain things, that's who they are. You can't change somebody, but you can choose to love somebody in who they are. All of their flaws. It's totally up to you, man, but you have the opportunity to really embody this compassionate Divine Feminine energy. But remember, being in your Divine Feminine energy does not mean you are a doormat. This does not mean you have no say. This is quite the opposite. You have a lot more control than you think. I feel like you have a lot more influence over this person than you give yourself credit for. You've had a major impact on this person. By you being so compassionate and loving, you have given this person the opportunity to make mistakes and grow and to heal. And this could go both ways, man. Keep in mind, these relationships are two-way streets. This could be something where you're both giving each other the space to make mistakes, heal, and grow together. That's kind of what we've been talking about here, right? So let's go ahead and just get a final closing message here for you. We're going to close it out with the magical spell cards. Magical spell cards. All right, any closing messages we have here? I'm not sure if I'm going to take this over to an extended, because I have an extended to post today, and yeah, my phone, I don't know if I have enough space on my phone. I only have about an hour of recording time, and I'm almost halfway through that, and my phone won't work well if I record too much. I need to make more space on my phone. I had made a bunch of space, but now I need to make more space because I'm just running out of space. So let's get a closing message here. Let's see what we got. Spirit, thank you for any closing messages you have for us today. Okay, so we have good cheer. It says, with kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. And then we have grace. So grace, blessing, come to me to set me free. Yep. And then we have romance, right? So romance, it is a sacred power, let it come to me this hour. So it looks like you have the opportunity here. Yeah, we got bottom of the deck, best possible decision. We have Artemis coming in. She always shows up in our readings. I love working with Artemis. Would highly recommend you work with Artemis if you are called to her. She is the goddess of purity. She is goddess of the hunt, goddess of the moon. You can associate her with the wolf, the stag, the bow, and the arrow. She is the sister of Apollo, right? I would highly recommend you do a little research on Artemis if you feel called. She embodies the divine feminine energy in the aspect that we were just talking about, that very strong, independent, compassionate, divine feminine energy, right? So all of that said, with that card coming out, best possible decision, I do feel like there is an opportunity for you to, I feel like somebody needs your grace. I feel like somebody may be coming to you and asking you to give them grace, even if they're not saying it in particular. I feel like this is a romantic connection that you have been dealing with. Everything, you've had some issues, you've had some conflicts, and you have the opportunity to move into a new phase with this person, but it is going to take grace. You may have to give them grace and forgiveness. Just think, if you were in this person's shoes and you already have a solid relationship together, would you want this person to give you the grace that you are giving them? Basically, that's kind of where I'm coming at it, boy. I'm not saying to make excuses for anybody. Hold them accountable. Let them prove to you that they've changed. But, you know, that is part of being in a relationship. Understanding people are going to make mistakes. But it looks like that phase is over. Like the conflict, the jealousy, all whatever it was that was going on, I feel like that's coming to an end and you're now moving into a more romantic space, right? So I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading here. I'm not going to take this over to an extended. I'm going to go ahead and make some more space on my phone so I can take readings to an extended more often. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave this here for you guys. But that said, man, I love you guys, man. Happy New Year. If you want to book a personal reading, everything is in the description. I will never contact you in any way, shape, or form. The only way to book a reading with me is to send me an email or DM me on Instagram. If you do want to subscribe to my Patreon or listen to my music, that is also in the description. I do put extendeds out after these readings. I'm not doing an extended for this reading, but I do have other readings out. And I am putting an extended out for yesterday's reading today. So that said, I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Aries season. Have some fun. Live your life. Do what it is you need to do to make you happy, man. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, right? I love you. Goodbye.